All right, I wanted to go over the trend review, all right, to show you what happened. So this is really important because the same thing's gonna happen over and over again, so you might as well figure it out. So yesterday what you had was on the SPY, I'm looking at the SPY, you had that move down, that climaxed. After that, this was very significant. Shoot, 1 second. What happened here? Right. So this whole thing right here, I mean, you can call it accumulation and all that, but it was basically in a spring position. This up and down is really like one bar on a higher time frame. So it's like this hit a climax right here, right? You can see it. I mean, I'm not making this up. You can see the prints. It's heavy volume, but you have to interpret whether they're climax or not. And I know it is. It went into a spring position. Then it did all this sideways action here. See that? Then it did a minor spring of the range itself right there, where you see the dot, and rallied and went up. Now I thought this was just going to be a short covering rally, and it was going to test this breakdown, and that's it. But it turned out that, and many times you see this, when these trends turn, they're not small moves, but you know, if you're in it during the day, you have to be out, right, by end of the day. So many times they will continue into the next day, and that's what happened. It just continued into the next day, which is today, rallied right here, pull back, and then just went straight up. And where did it go? Lo and behold, it went to resistance. So it basically went to support, sprung support, and up thrusted resistance. Now why is this important? Putting all the waves aside, this is important because here it climaxed. That climaxed, and I have you see how it took out the low of the climax wave? So that's telling me that there's possibly a reversal, that this might be the change of behavior, but we'll find out. And also there's actually another indication, which is it's going up here, but it's not going up here. See that? It's holding the high, not breaking out the way it broke out here. So that means that there's something not quite right. So here is your climax. Now, I mean, I'll see what happens tomorrow, but it wouldn't surprise me if it gaps down, or right off the open, there's a change of behavior that takes out some lows and goes down. So this is a very good trend to understand. When you have a spring position and a break and a support and climax, and then it rally, pay attention, because really beautiful over here. You know, the only mistake I made was I thought this was the end, because it was counter trend, but it pulled back and just continued today. It's difficult to figure out that that's going to do that, but that's why you keep looking at support resistance, because a lot of times these markets, they're more in ranges than they are in trends, meaning like when I mean trend, I mean markup or markdown, like that. You will find markets are not really that much in markup and markdown, and what I mean by that is green bar, green bar, green bar, green bar, green bar, higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high, or red bar, red bar, red bar, low, 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 and in that state of momentum that you don't find. You know, you don't find. You usually find, okay, even when in the downtrend, it doesn't enter that state of momentum that much. Even when it's rallying, it's, you know, it's not like it's a momentum stock that's out of control. So there's a lot of ranges, and then breaks of ranges, establish new ranges, and test both sides and then go. So you're seeing a lot of that. I mean, take a look at this. Take a look at this. Yesterday, what I did yesterday, but yesterday was the spring. Today is an upthrust. See? Right here on the bigger chart, right here, look. There's your spring against these lows. And against these highs is your upthrust right there. You got your spring. You got your upthrust up there. So anyway, these highs have been taken. So I'm looking for this next. Let me see. Delete all this. This has been tested now. So this level, it might go up and then reverse. I'm not sure, but these levels here haven't been taken, and this is a lot of green bars in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is not characteristic of a downtrend. Downtrend does not do that. Well, green, 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 green. So we might see a pullback and a rally to take out these highs. I mean, do you see over here, you see that you have more green than red? That's characteristic of an uptrend. In a downtrend, you have more red than green bars. It's really simple. Like, just look at the color, right? Now look at the change. Green, 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 green. Something's not right here. So, I mean, from a bearish perspective, I'll be concerned. So, on a higher time frame. So, and it hit a spring, and from that spring came that rally. Maybe a short cover. I don't know what's going on here. What's against these lows? I don't even. Actually, it doesn't matter. So, a couple of things can set up. One is it can take out these highs here. And the other is it might pull back here, right there. See that bar? There's some type of breakout there. That bar right there in the middle. This bar has the biggest range in this entire upwave in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is the biggest bar and took out that high, so it must have been the breakout. So look for that pullback to test the breakout. I'm not sure how it's going to play out, but I know the levels here, and I know the current position is not a good position. Why is it not a good position? Because we have a climax. And that climax low is taken right here. Which means it didn't hold, and it's diverging. And there was an earlier effort reward high. The effort reward high followed by significant selling pressure. So something is off. And then this is going to pull back. So let's see this. Okay, let's move on to the next one. And this is also good. Like yesterday, it went down here. Market picked up shares of Apple, goes up, and right there, it tests the broken, ice with a climax on Apple. Yeah, I mean, this is resistance. It's at resistance looking like that, with a gap down and ding, 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 boom, test against this and this. So the chances are high, and I'll see that in the open that this is going to pull back and fall some. So we'll take a look. Move on to the next. Google just took out the high. So I mean, there's some strength, and it is making sense because I do have an indication here of heavy volume right there. So there was some buying activity up there in this wave. Then in the spring now took out that high. So maybe it's trying to tap the next level. I'm not sure. So, I mean, it didn't reject. It took it out. You see that? It didn't reject. I mean, yeah, it looked like it was rejecting right here. Right? When it pulled back and did this, it looked like it was rejecting. But it did not take out the low. You know, it didn't like break with a big red wave. And instead continued. And I know why. So, give me one second. Yeah, Microsoft, again, this market look like in trouble. So all of these have been tested, and this is in a precarious position because this is a break and test, and already it's reversing. So be careful. And you have the climactic indication. I mean, it's very clear. Break and then it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars. And I like it. It's like only 2 green bar, red bar. 2 green bar, you know. So that's how the characteristic of pullback is. You don't want a green, 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 because that means it's all buying. You want red, green, red, 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 green, red, whatever. Interrupted buying. Okay, you want interrupted on any pullback, right? That you could figure out the quality of the buying or selling based on if it's interrupted. All right, that's a concept, but the idea here is really simple. I mean, look at this. It breaks, right? You have what? 2 green bar, then an interruption with a red bar, then 1 green bar, then interruption again with a red bar. This is not quality buying, right? Here you have a pullback. I don't know what the hell this is, but here you have 1 green, 1 red, 1 inside break. So yeah, it's interrupted selling. I mean interrupted buying. Okay, anyway, so Microsoft hits this area and it's at a resistance area, so that's not good, not good at all. The way it's there, this is not good. This is definitely not a good sign. Tesla is also really interesting now. I think this right here is a climax. The way, I mean, I'm not 100% sure. It could be a breakout of the high. I'm not really 100% sure, and I don't have trend on side. But actually, let me observe this. This is your big bar. This must. Oh, look at that. Then rally, pull back, and this I told you guys about the formation, about a thrust with a bunch of inside bars and how powerful that is, right? It's not really a shape like, I don't know, triangle or whatever. None of that. It's preparation. It's like the end of one period and the beginning of the other, and initiates a massive move. So this is it. This is a thrust, and then inside, and boom. See, even right here is like, it's there. Like, you see this? They're all inside. And it looks like a triangle, but, or whatever they call apex, right? Apex. But there is some qualifications, like the thrust followed by the number of inside bars. Usually 3 is, I mean, this is a small example. This is better. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then it launches. Anyway, this is at a resistance area. You have that volume, but we don't see a change of behavior yet. So just back off. And this is NVIDIA. This I was real close, like, but I knew there was something not quite right. And this is a very important lesson to learn. Okay, so it goes to resistance. What do you think is going to happen? And again, this is at the same example I want to show you, where you have a thrust and a bunch of inside bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and look what happened. This right here is is building, it's building, it's building, it's preparing, it's preparing, it's preparing for the expansion, for markup or markdown. This is how it looks. Right? This, you see that? It's like a gun, and then it shoots. Anyway, so the market went to resistance, spiked above it, and then the sell-off happened, and you had a very nice indication here of a breakdown right there on the biggest activity in 12 bars right there, follow through and a break, and then it got tested and went down. But after that, it took out the high. So this was, this is, I mean, you could call it a pattern failure or whatever, but there's a reason for this. There's a reason for this, and that reason is very important. The first and foremost thing that you learn is never trade against the market and its trend, right? So that's why this failed. Because SPY at this time, SPY at this time, it pulled back, but it didn't change its behavior. All it did was spring, test, and rally. So in this situation, you do you see any change in behavior like big prints? No, you see a pullback that hit a spring, but you don't see those big prints like the 15, the 16. It's not giving you any big prints. It means that a lot of time they're selling, yes, but that selling is to do a spring. It's to do a shakeout. It's to go back to support. It's to reaccumulate. It's to, it's not really to change trend. It's selling, yes, but the selling is not for the purpose of a change of trend. And you can see that there's no big prints here. So that was the problem. Other markets kept going higher, so it's not ready to break. So NVIDIA, this reaction here only came because why? Because it went up here, and there's nothing there. There's nothing up there in terms of buying pressure at that time. It probed it. The thrust was shortening as indicated here by high to high to high, and that set up the move down. That went into this area and it was about to puke, but the market's not, whoever's behind the market manipulating it knows that that SPY and all and the other markets, they're not breaking right now. So what do you think is going to happen? It's going to get bought by the bulls, and then later on, when it's in this position, it's going to break. See, very slick. So early shorts got slammed. All right, and so from this, you learn that the first and foremost, what you need to see is indications on the market, not on the stock. You need buying pressure or selling pressure at resistance or support or whatever your level is on the market, meaning the market must be at the level and show buying and or selling pressure at that level. If the market is going up and a stock is showing weakness, do not sell that stock. Why? Because market breadth overrules individual stock price action. Market breadth overrules it, meaning, the rising tide lifts all boats. So this is an example of no matter what indication you get on any individual stock, any price volume behavior on an individual stock is, if it's against the market, it is suspect to fail. Why? Because market breadth is more important than individual stock price action. It's like thinking like this, and this is an over-exaggeration, but you'll get the point. 499 stocks going up and one going down. Does it make sense to short the one going down? 400 stocks going up, 100 stocks going down. Does it make sense to short any of the 100 going down when the majority, overwhelming 80% are going up? No. What you want is 400 stocks going down and then picking out of that the stocks that are going down and shorting them. So that's the thing. The probability angle comes from market breadth. Let me repeat that. The probability of direction, in my opinion, is the result of market breadth. It's a result of the majority. The majority will create the majority probability. The majority will create the probability of its individual components going up or down. So market breadth is more important than any individual stock behavior, because market breadth creates the probability of direction. Now think on that for a minute. All right. Let me see what else. So right here, we're at that last time. You see, look how nice it is. Shit, this is untested. Oh, up there, somewhere up here. I don't know where it is. All right, there. This level is untested. Okay, maybe it's going there. I don't know, but anyway, just stay away from it. So first, you got to look at the SPY or the QQQ and see it to see if it's clear market direction. Because that automatically put the probability on your side, and then get in. All right. So I don't think any more, right? Oh, one more. Oh shit. Yeah, this one, Meta, it broke out. So next level, and again, look at this green, 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 green. Something's going on, folks. This is not trivial. There's something going on here. Green, 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 green. You do not see this in a downtrend. And this right here looks like there's some effort reward. I'm not looking at all the details. I don't want to look at all the details. But from low to low to low, the thrusts are shortening, and they're pretty contracted here with clustered closes and shortening of the thrust on the bar and wave level. And look at the green that's coming out of that. Green, 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 green. It's just all green. So it took out this high, probably targeting these two highs tomorrow. So we'll see. I don't know what the hell, man. It's actually, this is a real good candidate for an upthrust. Really, really good. Because you have orders all over the place. You have above the high, I don't know how many areas you have. So, all right. And it did give a climactic indication, right? So remember, a climax can actually be breakout volume. So you won't know which one's which until A, it fails to hold, B, there's a change of behavior, and C, there's a lack of demand right afterward, which will be indicated by very small price, volume, and time, and that will tell you that demand is exhausted. But it's difficult to say now because, I mean, the session ended, so I don't know what's going on. All right. Anyway, we are done. Thank you. Bye.